Tuesday evening, May 18th. Um, let's talk. I like to talk about them certifications a lot and stuff like that. And they go the CompTIA things. They go every 3 years, and you got to pay every time to go. And a lot of them notice that a lot of the stuff is obsolete. Like the A plus stuff, good majority of that's obsolete. Even in the prior version, the stuff is already obsolete. And it's the same thing with Network Plus too. A lot of that stuff is obsolete. They tell you right in the magazine, or not the magazine, but the study guide. You're not going to see these out there anymore. You're not going to see this type of network act anymore. You're not going to see this anymore. But even in the older version, the prior version to that, a lot of that stuff is obsolete. They say technology changes all the time, and it's hard to keep up with. But if you're studying the test, like you're paying a couple $100 per exam for these things, and it's pass fail. So you better damn well know your stuff and go past this stuff. But I think to be clouded in a lot of stuff that's obsolete is just sort of a ripoff, really. Not to knock CompTIA or anything like that. They apparently are the biggest out there with that stuff. But a lot of people knock them. A lot of people say, you get these certifications and stuff like that, and this and this and this. Like, you know, the um, the Network Plus came out in March of 18, and so it's already hit its 3 year mark. Somebody asked the other day on Twitter, asked CompTIA when the new Network Plus was going to come out, and they usually give you a pretty good time frame of when the old one expires and when the new one goes. Like the what was I going to say? The Security Plus one, 501. That expires in July. Now that came out in that expires this July. That came out in 2017. They've already got the new version out. The SYO 601 has been out for a while now, so that's out there. That came out last year, and so you're already a year into that. And I'm noticing on LinkedIn and stuff like that, a lot of people are getting their Network Plus. They're getting their A Plus. They're getting their their certifications and stuff like that. The A Plus. Some people are getting that and everything like that, but I think a lot of people like myself are jumping in Network Plus. The A Plus, that's $200 something. The Network Plus is $300 something or something like that. They're a couple $100. But the thing with the A Plus is that there's two tests. There's 1001, 1002, and you have to take them separately. So you got to pay separately, and you're not fully certified until you get both. You have to pass both. I think they give you something if you pass one of them or something like that, but you're not fully certified until you're not fully A Plus certified until you pass both exams. The majority of them, they're 90 minutes, 90 questions. There's, a lot of multiple choice and stuff like that. Some drag and drop, some scenario questions, some situation things and stuff like that are on there, but they're far and few between from my understanding and stuff like that. So, we're already well into these, um, the new certifications and stuff like that. They've already a year into them, and it seems like they just came out. So I don't know, going back to how a lot of the stuff, how technology changes and stuff like that, and how a lot of stuff is never going to change. They like for the Network Plus, the TCP/IP handshake, the OSI table, and stuff like that. A lot of the stuff that changes is mainly the physical layer, the hardware stuff and everything like that, the cabling and stuff like that. That you know we don't use hubs no more, but it's still on the exam. It's still in the study guide and stuff like that to let people know this is how it used to be done. A lot of it is a take back in history. It's basically a history exam for a lot of the stuff, and it better just to follow through, get the exam, get the certification, and go from there. Um, a lot, but before you know it, unless you can get a job or something like that where a company's going to pay for it and they know that you're going to get it, they have vouchers and stuff. I don't know how that works or anything, or how the retest follows through or something like that. Are they going to charge you, full price to be retested, or do they give you a deal or something like that? Do they work it out with you? Do you have a certain amount of time? Okay, well, you took your test today in May. You have until June 18th to retake the test, or you won't have to pay or something. I mean, little things like that. And they a big discussion on LinkedIn. Somebody had posted about all these boot camps and stuff like that. I mentioned it in the earlier video, about all these schools and these technologies and stuff. And there was a big discussion on LinkedIn about all this and the cost of all these boot camps. $15,000, $20,000 to get these boot camps, and you do it in 12 to 24 weeks, and you automatically get a diploma or a degree or something like that. And I don't, a lot of it too is the way I felt too. With even in high school, I felt it the same way with Votech. It's better to go to Votech or a trade school or something like that to get the hands-on knowledge and to do that kind of stuff, rather than go buy some professor's book, sit in a classroom and just learn terminology, and not really get a good hands-on training thing and stuff like that, watching videos, watching overhead slides, and that kind of thing. And the big agreement seems to be is even for myself is to really learn on your own, study on your own, do your own research, and go from there. Ask questions from other people. Not so much. Don't get caught up too much with, well, how'd you get into security? How'd you get into here? How'd you get into there? Don't really get caught up in that kind of stuff. Find your own niche and stuff like that. As I mentioned, my thing is the data centers. My thing is being around the servers and stuff like that, and doing that kind of thing. I will want to eventually get the Security Plus, and as I've mentioned, I have been told to get the CCNA, which is Cisco routers, vendor specific, as opposed to CompTIA is neutral. They kind of give a breakdown of everything. And the thing with a lot of that stuff is getting into it, a lot of people get and another thing that's come up a lot too is a lot of people have gone to, and not to knock people, it's sometimes it's easier just to get one, Security Plus exam might be easier for somebody to get first as opposed to the Network Plus. And another that discussion has come up for that and several times where they say, well, what good is having the Security Plus if you don't know how the network works, if you don't know how data packets are flowing, or how a switch operates, or what a router does, or what a firewall does, and placing the firewall, and DMZ zones, and all these kind of stuff and everything like that, and then intrusion detection systems and intrusion prevention systems, IDS and IPS, and stuff like that, and how to set this stuff up and everything like that. And it kind of makes sense to a point, but again, it's always good to basically get your certification first. I'm shooting for July to get my Network Plus, to get that out of the way, and I think I'll have a lot of time. Like I said, the current one, the N1007, expired in March of this year, so that accumulated that 3-year period. So I'm guessing maybe I'm not going to say maybe January, or maybe January or something like that is when the new one might come out or something like that. What's it, May now? So it's June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We got 7 months left in the year and stuff like that. So maybe January or the middle of December or something like that, the new one might come out, and they may expire this one, which means that you have to get recertified and stuff like that. But a lot of it is just a lot of people worry about that, and they ask that, and it's a legitimate question. It came up a lot with the Security Plus one. Well, should I still get the Security Plus, or should I just go and start studying for the new one, and stuff like that? And I noticed when I get my study guide and stuff like that, what I usually do is I just go through and highlight. I have like 4 different color markers that I use, and what I do is I go through and I highlight all the italic terms and stuff like that, anything that's in italics. I highlight and stuff like that, and then I go through and make notes and stuff like that. And I get a notebook, and what I do is take out any highlights or anything like that. Sometimes they have notes in there that that'll be a highlight and stuff like that, and I'll go through each chapter and I write them down and stuff like that. Sort of like my cliff notes. I basically create my own cliff notes for each study guide and stuff like that, and I do that. The majority of the Network Plus is not really obsolete or anything like that. A lot of it, like I mentioned, the hub, you have the hub switch router and stuff like that. Cabling has changed. They don't, they have the 6A and the 6AE extended versions and stuff like that. They even have a Cat 7 cable out there. They don't use Cat 5, or you won't really see it out there much anymore. Cabling has changed. That's a big one on there. Twist a pair and untwist a pair cabling and stuff like that. Color coding, punch downs, and stuff. Big things like that. It's still pretty standard. The other big thing is ports and stuff like that. So I try to follow all of it and stuff like that. Try to culminate all the kind of stuff. It's kind of hard during the week because I'm tired right now. But I like to get these videos out. I want to get these videos booming on here. Try to get one every couple days or something like that. 2 or 3 a week to get them on there and stuff like that. And hopefully get feedback. Hopefully get some subscribers and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm kind of tired. Pretty beat up being in work, and not a tough job or anything like that. It's not real physical or anything like that. It's just it's hot, and I'm there all day. So that's why I'm gonna try and get feedback from people and stuff like that. But watch my videos, try to pick up some pointers from my videos and stuff like that. Hit me with questions and stuff like that in the thing, and then I'll get back to you. I'll do my best to get back to you and stuff like that. If you've already gotten your certifications and stuff like that, post about that. What was your experience on that? I see a lot of that where people post their experience where they failed the first time and stuff like that, but they're not worried about it and stuff like that. And it's a point system. They do tell you at the end what ones you missed, or my understanding is how it happens is they tell you at the end whether you passed or failed. They'll give you a score, but if you fail, they'll let you know the score, and they'll let you know what you missed, so you can go through and focus on that kind of stuff and everything like that. I know where my strong points are and what my understandings are and stuff like that. I know where my weak points are and everything like that. So I've got to focus on that. The big stuff is there's big chapter written on. It's a thick book, Network Plus. The Security Plus, I was going to go for that first. That seemed to be a little easier for me, but it's getting close to expiring and stuff like that. And I thought, well, it's going to be in July. And Network is really the one I want to get. Network Plus, I said, okay, well, you know what? What do you really want? Well, I want the Network Plus. So just go for that. And I try to read a chapter a day. Try to read 2 chapters, couple chapters a week and stuff like that. I use Professor Messer's notes, and I'll go through and I'll read, a section. I'll break it down into sections and stuff like that. Over the weekend, I watched his videos. I watched all of Section 1 on Saturday. I watched Section 2 on Sunday. And I just go down from there, and I just keep watching it over and over and over again because there's a lot to take in. And what they do is you take the practice test and the questions and stuff like that. And there's a lot of them. If you find a site online where they're free, where you can get the practice questions and just go down and take all those questions, they say if you're getting about 85–90% after each quiz that you take on that, then you're pretty much ready for it. The big thing is the scenarios and stuff like that. On some of them, for the again with the Network Plus, even on security, they'll have certain screens or something like that. And if you're not familiar with command prompt, or if you're not familiar with a lot of the commands and stuff like that on how to do things, then that's going to mess you up. They'll put you in a situation like that. And I'm just going by what I've read and what I've come across in my research and stuff like that, and just relaying that back. The other thing too is scenarios and stuff like that. They may have a drag and drop where they'll have a system that they want you to set up, a small scenario where they want you to set up, and You know, they may have a question and thing. You know, Mike is having problems with this. He's trying to communicate with his boss in sales or something or other and everything like that. And this is happening, that's happening, and stuff like that. Here's the current configuration. You know, what changes would you make, or are there any changes that you should make, and is something else going on and stuff like that. And you know, there's situations like that. Um, the big thing with that is people have said, and it's something that I would do too, is skip all that till the end. You have 90 minutes. You got 90 questions. Go through all the multiple choice questions first. Do them. So I think I'm gonna be set. You know, it's the middle of May. I've got 2 months, all of June. I basically got all of July. I got Memorial Day weekend coming up, so I'm gonna use that weekend for studying and stuff like that. And like I'd like to. I don't want to do it on my computer. I like to maybe hit a pawn shop or something like that, and get a cheap laptop or something like that. Just something I can knock around on and download. Labs and stuff like that. They get pretty pricey, and just mess around with stuff like that. Run all the commands and stuff like that. And just spend a weekend just going through all the commands and stuff. There's a few commands that I use that I'm pretty familiar with and stuff like that. But they have a lot of with dash A or dash R or dash this, or what does this do? And you got the ping command and stuff like that, and you got the nmap, and you got this and that. Now I'm pretty familiar with all that stuff and all that, so I'm pretty confident that I'll get it in July and just go from there. What I might do is just hold off and get that in July and just start hitting the job market and stuff like that. Flood it once I get it posted on LinkedIn. I think I'll do pretty well and get somebody. I'm hoping. I try to post it on LinkedIn a lot because it's that's what recruiters are and stuff like that, and try to update people with what I'm doing, where I'm at with my studies, and try to let them know that I am serious and stuff like that. And you never know who you're going to come across. Um, some startup founder or something like that, and some security company or something like that may come across your post or something like that, or maybe become a connection and stuff, and go from there and figure, I've been where you are and stuff like that, and give you pointers and stuff like that, and help you along the way, or put you in touch with somebody that maybe bring you in as an intern or something like that, or bring you in, start you out just getting hands-on experience and stuff like that. Maybe just maybe they got a small company in a warehouse or something like that, and they're looking to upgrade their system. Maybe they're upgrading your inventory or something like that, and you just come in and you help them run new cables, do the updates, remove this, do the software and stuff like that, little things like that. Then you can just visualize it then. When you go take the test, like, hey, I remember doing something like this. Yeah, okay, I can go do this and stuff like that. Because a lot of it is, okay, you know the book, you can read the book, but a lot of that doesn't really go into real world situations. Like I've mentioned in earlier video and stuff, I'm pretty good with troubleshooting. Not networks or anything like that, but a lot of it's pretty basic. Even in the study guides and even in the videos that I watch, they mention it. A lot of it comes down to basics. A lot of it's not the big, networks going down where servers are going down, or hackers are DOSing or DDoSing and stuff like that, or the ransomware stuff and all this other kind of stuff. A lot of it's not that. Network goes down. Maybe a secretary bumped the cable or something like that, or bump the outlet or something like that, and snapped a little jack inside or something like that. And you got to just go recreate a new jack to pop in there or something like that, or the pin on the coax cable snapped or something like that, or got bent or something like that. Little things like that. When I first started studying all this and stuff like that, it always says start with the simple stuff first. And I think we get away from that. I think we're getting too far into management, the CASP or the CISA or the management stuff or project management stuff like that. When it just comes down to basic stuff, um, you can't call your project manager and say, hey, my screen keeps dying on me or something like that, or I keep losing connection or something like that. Okay, well, get in touch with IT. Project management stuff. And I'm not knocking that, but I think we get too far away from the simple stuff. And it really comes down to simple stuff. Even on home networks and stuff like that, people on their phones, on their home laptops and stuff have had problems. Slow internet or slow this or slow that, or website, their browser don't open up or something like that, where you got to change browsers. I had to do that tonight for Twitter. Kept having a problem and stuff like that. And just from doing it, you just go to a different browser. Whoever you use, Firefox or Opera or Bing or anybody else, and just use that. A lot of times that fixes it. Simple things like that. Sometimes Google has a hiccup, and Google Chrome has a lot of problems and stuff. Windows has a lot of problems. Just learn how to fix simple things like that and not get away from the simple things. But hit subscribe, share my video and stuff like that, and I mentioned it before. Let's try to learn from each other, help each other out. Let's try to get everybody certified.